Government social grants beneficiaries from rural areas in the Eastern Cape will be able to use bus services to reach their pay points amid the national lockdown. Travel times for the buses will also be amended to allow the pensioners to do their shopping. There was a concern about the elderly being stuck in town due to travel regulations. SASSA payments are expected to carry on during the week, but the elderly and special needs beneficiaries will be prioritised.
Richmond Zide will join the line tomorrow to collect his monthly grant. The 67-year-old is wholly dependent on the grant. With the lockdown now underway, he's uncertain about what tomorrow holds.
I'm not sure how things will go, but I will go to town because we need to buy food.
Bus operators say they will prioritize beneficiaries from far-flung areas.
Each and every individual who will be entering that bus will be sanitized. We are also appealing to the families not to go in their numbers to the bus, at least 2 per family. If it's an old age person who's legitimate to the grant, accompanied by his whoever, but it must not be a big number in order to give space to others. We are also appealing to all of them that our buses will be running as from Monday up until Friday.
SASSA beneficiaries are requested not to flock to pay points in huge numbers and to exercise social distancing while queuing. Lwandile Mbulali, SABC News, Mthatha.
And for more on the details that you may need, we are now joined on the line by Sandile Sendwa, who's the COO of Africa's Best 350 Limited, a bus company that will be transporting some of the social grant recipients. Good evening and welcome to The Full View. What is the procedure tomorrow morning?
Hi, good afternoon, Adrian. Tomorrow morning we are planning to deal specifically with the older people and also those with disabilities. You will also remember that SASSA has set aside the 30th and 31st specifically to service those particular 2 categories.
And how do people know where the bus points would be, where the pickup points would be?
Generally, Adrian, we are doing about 136 routes. It's a service that we provide throughout the year. So people know exactly where the bus starts in the morning at 5 o'clock, because our buses sleeps in the rural areas so that it can bring people to the cities. So the same route will happen in this particular case. The only major difference that's going to happen is that, as you will know, that there's a protocol that has been issued by the Minister of Transport that 50% of the people must be in the buses. In this particular case, our buses are licensed to take 65 people.
Okay.
In order to adhere to this particular protocol, we have made sure that only 30 people will be actually allowed in the buses, because remember, there's also a driver and a conductor. We hope that by doing so, we'll achieve the social distance that is so much needed.
Okay.
But furthermore, what we can also give assurance is that AB 350 has adhered with all the protocols around hygiene. All the buses at the start point will be disinfected, and the drivers will also be having the necessary PPE, which includes the gloves and the mask. Also, we want to confirm that those that will be entering the bus will also be sanitized.
So what time does the first bus leave?
The first bus will be leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning.
The first bus at 5 o'clock, and what's the intervals like?
Basically, because we are doing long routes, our routes are averaging around 60 kilometers. We're not doing routes inside the cities. We're doing the routes mainly in the rural area. So basically, the bus moves, let's say, for example, at Wavecrest. It moves, which is about 80 kilometers away from Butterworth. It moves from Wavecrest all the way to Butterworth, carrying people in different stops that people do know that they've been using generally.
So does this mean that as soon as the bus get full, because now you have this regulation that you need to adhere to as well, that you've just indicated now, the 50% capacity that must be reached, not over 50%. So does this mean that when a bus gets full too soon or too quickly? What does this mean for people waiting for a bus at the next bus stop?
I think you're raising a very, very, very important question, because generally these buses are generally full on a given day. But what we've done the route analysis of all our 36 routes. And we've identified those particular routes that are particularly full during this particular period. And our plan really is to make sure that in those particular routes, instead of having one bus, maybe we'll have two or three. By doing so, you want to make sure that at least as many people as possible, they actually get into the bus. So we'll try to utilize our spare capacity to deal with that particular challenge.
Sure. Is there any way at all for people who are listening right now, or those who would like to inform their grandparents and great-grandparents as well, is there a number that they can contact to make sure that they get the bus timings right, as well as the intervals? Because also considering that you speak about 80 kilometers stretch of road that the bus will be traveling, that if you have missed the 5 a.m. bus, which time should you wait for the next bus to come in?
Yes, Edwin, I think the number is 066
066
474
474
29
51. Okay, so just to repeat that number again for our viewers who are listening, the number again is 06647 42951. The number again, 06647. Okay, I think I've got one extra number here. Can we just go through that number again?
066
066
474
474
2951.
2951. Okay, so we'll try to get that number on the screen as well for people who may want to make sure that they get more details with regards to the bus service and how the bus service will be operating tomorrow.